Eminem and Benzino have been in the news again, and it's for the same reason it was back in the early 2000s. Em and Benzino have never been friends, and that beef got reignited after Slim Shady name-dropped Benzino and his daughter Coi Leray on Lyrical Lemonade's compilation album All Is Yellow.
Verse like I had a personal vendetta. Words come together like birds of a feather. So I need a walker like Herschel. I'm better than all of you fucking little twerps put together.
But to properly understand this beef, we gotta go back to where it all started. All the way back to 2002, right after Eminem released The Eminem Show.
Where's my snare?
When Eminem dropped his album in 2002, it instantly enjoyed success among critics and listeners, but it wasn't that way for the Source magazine. The magazine gave the album 4 out of 5 mics, which basically means 4 stars, and Eminem wasn't too satisfied with that rating. The rapper voiced out his thoughts and said he deserved to get 5 mics. Benzino was the co-founder of the Source magazine, and M thought this guy was the one who made sure he never got the 5 mics, simply because he is white. Interestingly, since the magazine felt like they were instrumental in Eminem's fame and success, they were not going to back down on the rating. Right after this incident, Eminem took every interview as an opportunity to diss Benzino in the Source. When the movie 8 Mile was released, M refused to ask Benzino for help with promoting this movie. One time, M was in Puerto Rico for a performance, and Benzino gained access backstage for an interview with the rapper. But not only did Eminem ignore him, that interview never happened, even several years after the show. Later in 2002, Benzino was tired of trying to make it up to Eminem, and he decided to drop a diss track targeted at M. In this song, titled Pull Your Skirt Up, Benzino called him the 2003 Vanilla Ice.
2003 Vanilla Ice, how you playing it? If you ask me, you really ain't that nice, you overrated. Hang you from your feet, part 2 in theaters now. Like drop your ass from the roof, you gonna feel it now.
It was perhaps needless, but the diss track was out, and the battle line had been drawn. When interviewers began to ask Benzino why he made this diss track, he said this: "I had a problem with the machine, with the double standard in hip-hop. Certain media outlets take to him and look at him as the savior in hip-hop and the #1 in hip-hop, and do not recognize the guys out here that created hip-hop." Interestingly, this was in line with Eminem's argument that Benzino didn't respect him as a rapper because he was white. Right after the release of his Pull Your Skirt Up, Benzino dropped another diss track, I Don't Wanna, where he claimed he was going to smack the real Slim Shady.
Bitch, what it really is to be shady. I don't care how much record you sold. You can't walk through the hood without the men in black. Disrespect your mom's bitch, you deserve a smack.
Now that 2 tracks were out from Benzino, the beef was in full gear. Eminem's response was swift, and of course, it packed a stronger punch. The first release was Invasion, and here's one of the lines directed at the Source co-founder.
Here we go, I should've known I was bound to get pulled into some bullshit. Sooner or later, you little haters are too jealous of us to love us. You hated G-Unit, made it, then Obi's coming, D-Twizzy's coming, you're sick to your stomach.
Next up, Eminem released The Sauce, and this time he took a direct aim at Benzino's rapping skills, age, gangster act, and his not-so-successful magazine.
Will somebody please tell whoever braids his head that I am not afraid of this fucking waste of lead on my pencil for me to write some shit this simple, so listen closely as I break it down and proceed.
The next diss song is today considered one of the best to ever be released, and it was this song that sent Benzino's career on that downward spiral.
I don't wanna be like this. I don't really wanna hurt no feelings, but I'm only being real when I say nobody wants to hear their grandfather rap. Nope.
After the release of this track, Eminem admitted in an interview with Hot 97 that he had never met Benzino. He said, "I've never met this man, this girl. She is obsessed with me. I never would think I would see the day when I seen the worst rapper in the world going against one of the best."
Could very well, after hearing his last record, I truly believe, and I'm not even exaggerating, this dude could possibly be the worst rapper in the world.
In your opinion?
In a lot of people's opinion.
This direct jab at Benzino during this interview could have ended this beef, but Benzino was still up and swinging. He went ahead to drop 2 new diss tracks, one of them titled Better Lose Yourself, a parody of Eminem's hit song Lose Yourself.
Open your mouth, damn, I let let you taste the Glock. Put it all up in your face like Papa Doc. See no nigga, know I got shells to spit. Fuck Kobe Trice, your wife, and them 12 dick.
The diss song, according to several fans, wasn't great, and Eminem could have chosen to let the fight go at that point. But the lyrics of the diss track contain something very disturbing. Benzino was threatening the life of Eminem and his daughter, Haley. Instantly, everyone who was previously on Benzino's side switched to M's. The rapper received backlash from his own fans, who admitted that he had gone too far. Radio stations also began to boycott his songs, putting his career at risk of total extinction. But despite this dirty move from Benzino, he wasn't willing to back down. Right after this, he started using his magazine to destroy Eminem's name in the hip-hop community. At this point, Eminem was bonkers, and it was for the right reasons. Every hip-hop head knows how protective the Detroit rapper has been of his daughter, so dissing her was never going to end well for Benzino. The diss song Go to Sleep hit the radio, and M used this track to diss Benzino and Ja Rule, another rapper who was in a huge fight with 50 Cent at the time. But this wasn't the only move on Eminem's chessboard. Around the same time the song was dropped, Shady secured a cover story with XXL Magazine, a direct competitor of Benzino's The Source. In a quite interesting twist, this single move from Eminem caused a huge feud between these two magazines. After Go to Sleep, the feud was now between the camps of M and 50 Cent against Benzino and Ja Rule's. However, in Ja Rule's response to Eminem's diss, he made the same mistake Benzino made, mentioning Haley's name in this song titled Loose Change.
You claim your mother's a crackhead and Kim is a known slut, so what's Haley gonna be when she grows up?
That must have stung, and it was finally the event that forced Eminem to go all out. Later in 2003, Eminem and 50 Cent responded with a series of tracks directed at both rappers, including Bump Heads, Do Re Mi, and Hail Mary.
Bitches wearing rags and photos, Ja's words being quoted in the source, stealing pop shit like he just wrote it.
These songs should have ended the feud, right? Well, Benzino had one final trick up his sleeve. Teaming up with Ja Rule, the duo released a diss track titled Untouchable, but it was poorly received, especially since fans and critics had crowned Eminem as the winner of the fight. At the end of 2003, Benzino was desperate for anything that could turn M into a villain in the hip-hop scene. And unfortunately for the Detroit rapper, he found and leaked an old Eminem record, Foolish Pride.
Blacks and whites sometimes mix, but black girls only want your money cause of dumb chicks. So I'ma say like this, don't date a black girl, take it as a diss. If you want, but if you don't, I'ma tell you like this, I surely won't. Never date a black girl because blacks only want your money, and that shit ain't funny.
This song was bad for M's career for a lot of reasons, but the jab to black women was easily the worst of them all. However, Eminem publicly addressed the lyrics and apologized to his fans. Even though he was just 16 and was fresh from a bad breakup with an African-American girl, the rapper said these were no excuses for the content of the song. He said the song was something I made out of anger, stupidity, and frustration when I was a teenager. I'd just broken up with my girlfriend, who was African-American, and I reacted like the angry, stupid kid I was. I hope people would take it for the foolishness that it was, not for what somebody is trying to make it into today. In a matter of a few days, the disturbing song was totally forgotten about. Somehow Benzino ended up being the loser because he was instantly fired from The Source after the leak. As crazy as this sounds, it featured an even darker story. Benzino had paid $15,000 for this leaked song, and the person who sold him the song committed suicide due to the backlash he had suffered. The feud went on till 2005 when Eminem closed up the subject in a song titled I'm Gone with Obi Trice. And at this time, Benzino's career had dipped so badly that even if this song was never made, he would never have made it back out. Feuds are never meant to last forever. Even the deadly war between Jay-Z and Nas eventually came to an end. Seven years later, Benzino admitted that he was wrong, even going as far as to mention that Eminem has had a great influence on the game. In fact, in 2022, the rapper made a tweet where he mentioned that the beef was officially over between the two of them. In 2023, even though the entire rap community knew this, it was refreshing to hear Benzino admit that he prevented Eminem from getting a perfect 5 mics in 2002.
When the Eminem thing came through the source, at this point it's getting disrespectful. So how the fuck am I gonna have this nigga in my magazine? Would you? Would you just be like, after y'all are battling, man, believe me, you done slap niggas, you done beat niggas up for battle and everything, so you the last one, you know. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna put nobody in your magazine and give this nigga 5 mics after this nigga's being disrespectful.
But things might not be as cool as Benzino has shown the world, because in January 2024, M reignited the beef of 22 years. In a song called Doomsday Part 2, the rapper takes a dig at Benzino and his daughter Coi Leray.
Damn. Now I got a riddle. What? One condition, you mustn't laugh. Okay. What is the opposite of Benzino? What? A giraffe. Go with his neck, how the fuck is that? Yeah. How can I go with something he doesn't have? Arms so short he can't even touch his hands when they're above his head doing jumping jacks. Wow. Sorry, I don't mean to inform you, hate to spoil a day. What? But this doesn't bring me no joy to say. Guess that Coi Leray feet's in the toilet, eh? God damn it.
Benzino has been silent since it happened, but for Coi Leray, she thinks it was a bad move from Eminem. In a series of X tweets, she calls the beef embarrassing and stupid, before urging her fans to go stream her new record. But here's the funny part. Coi and her father don't have the best of relationships. As a matter of fact, Benzino once said he loved her from a distance, and she bashed him for never being around while she grew up. She also shared her thoughts on Eminem, calling him a talented artist and actor. But after this diss track, she might have something different to say about the rapper. Do you think M would respond to Coi Leray's treats? Or perhaps a new diss track from Benzino? Some fans think this might be the point where both rappers forget about it all and shake hands. Well, the next few months will tell.